Hey there, it's Ben with Upstart HR. I hope you're doing well. Today I want to talk a little bit about recruiting and LinkedIn specifically. I was talking with a friend the other day and he was asking me, how to start recruiting with LinkedIn. He hadn't done much of that in the past. His company had paid for access to Monster or some of the other databases, or he just made do with whatever resources he could find, but he had never really had any experience using LinkedIn for sourcing and finding new candidates. So I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about some of the things that I've learned over the last couple of years, some of the ways that I've done that, and hopefully some of you will find that helpful too. First, I want to start off by saying I have nothing against LinkedIn, but I've never paid for their recruiting stuff, their recruiting products or anything else. They pitched it plenty of times, but I've never felt the need for it really. I've been able to get the results that I need without having to resort to that. So that's one thing that I want to start with. Work for small companies usually, and that meant the budget for recruiting was usually zero or close to that. So I know a lot of you are in the same boat, same kind of situation, and so know that it's not going to cost a lot of money. You can use a free LinkedIn account to get started. So the first thing that I normally would do, hey, we get a requisition, develop a rec for this new position, and start the search. Well, if I never searched for anyone like that before, say it was a C-130 aircraft pilot or something like that, what I would first do is I would go to Google, and you can type in C-130 instructor pilot or C-130 pilot or C-130 aviation or something like that. Put in whatever words you want into Google. And then after that, you put a term, and it's very specific. You put site, LinkedIn.com. No spaces in there. Site, LinkedIn.com. And that means that Google will search only within the LinkedIn.com website for people with those matching keywords. So you'll find anyone with the word C-130 in their profile when you search with those specific terms. And I would use that to find people that I had not connected with previously, again, for new fields, new areas, new types of positions. That's how I would start the search. Once I found someone, then the hard part came. I would take some time to think about what I wanted to say, how I wanted to connect with them. Maybe they had a previous job doing that. They were formerly a C-130 pilot, or maybe they're currently a C-130 pilot, or something like that. So I would send a connection request, and in there I would put as much detail as I could, because it limits you to 300 characters. So I would put in there, hi, I found you, I was searching for this, I found your profile, I just was curious if you know of anyone who might be qualified or interested in a position like that. Here's what I have available. And again, trying to shorten that and condense it the most I could, but also be very personable, very open, very interested in them as well, and just give them the opportunity. Usually I found when you say, hey, do you know anyone who's interested or qualified, and that person matches those qualifications, the first thing they're going to think of is, ooh, I'm interested in that for myself. And so they'll respond, they'll connect, or they'll shoot me a message or something else. So that's a really critical part, crafting that message. You can't just say, hey, I'd like to connect with you, I have a job, or I see you do C-130 stuff, so do we, let's connect. It's got to be very pointed, and again, 300 characters is not a lot. That's 3 sentences, 4 sentences. Trying to cram all that information in there is critical if you want it to be successful. And again, it's not always going to be, some people will see that and say, oh, I'm not interested, and won't even respond or whatever else. But usually, even if people don't know someone or whatever else, they feel some sort of connection, I would say, because that's the kind of work they've done, or that's the kind of work they do. So they'll connect with you even if they don't have anything to really offer at the time. So that's great, because that connection leads to the next step. You get in there and you get the notification from LinkedIn, hey, Bob has accepted your connection request. You go in and look at Bob, and you look at his connections, and you see, oh, look, he has 5 friends who are C-130 pilots. Do a little searching. Oh, they all work together at Company X. And you can reach out to those people individually if that's the kind of area you're looking for. Hey, I connected with Bob. I see you guys work together at Company X doing this job. we're looking for some guys like that if you know of anyone who's interested or qualified. And you just kind of run down the list, and that naturally grows your network. The good thing is there's probably a good chance that sometime in the future you'll need another one of those people, those positions filled, whatever it is, whether it's a pastry chef or a tire salesman. I have no idea. Anyway, you'll need someone else with that same skill set, that same kind of background. When you go back out to LinkedIn, you can actually go to LinkedIn once you have that connection, and you can search those people and their connections. And I've had a lot of success recruiting. Again, these people might not be interested in that job specifically for themselves, or they might be happy where they are, or whatever else. But if you say, hey, I'm looking for someone, you know anyone, that is a great way to get referrals and to come back to those people that you've reached to in the past. I have some really good rapport with some guys that I've done that with over the years. And, you know, if I emailed them today and said, hey, I have this job open, they would take the time to forward that to some of their friends and ask around a little bit. So anyway, again, completely free. Takes a little time to do some of those things, but for the positions that are really hard to fill, it's that or paying a third-party recruiter or paying for some more expensive solution to try to get that done. And those are just some of the things I found really helpful over the past couple of years as I've been recruiting for some definitely tough to fill positions around the world. Anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you have anything else to share, my email is ben@upstarthr.com, and thank you for listening.